we're now at one of the 6 treatment sites, pilot sites, specifically tailored to service the chronic homeless population in Philadelphia. One of the reasons why we try to show people this is it's an excellent example of how we're transforming our system to a recovery-oriented system of care. Specifically how to try and engage folks that are traditionally difficult to engage, rarely stay in one program. Many of them, quite honestly, would rather stay on the streets in Philadelphia than come in. So we've really made some drastic changes within our treatment system, specifically at these 6 sites, and one of which you'll see in a few moments. Some of the things that are revolutionary or progressive in terms of how treatment is offered here versus some other treatment programs in Philadelphia and in the United States is very easy to access these programs. As soon as someone expresses the desire to come into treatment from the street, we get them assessed at the site here and get them into one of our 6 programs within 3 to 5 hours. No need for ID. We try to remove a lot of the red tape and a lot of the obstacles to get them into treatment. From there, very low demand, low structure in terms of what they're expected to do, especially initially. If they would like more structure, that can be offered for them, but some of the feedback that we got is that people come from the street and they go into a highly structured, highly regimented, quote-unquote old school drug and alcohol treatment setting, where if you miss a group or you say have a bad attitude or you curse out your counselor, you may be discharged. We try to remove a lot of that. We try to have it be very low demand, low structure. They can kind of get adjusted to the treatment setting at their pace. And if that means staying in bed for 3 days and only coming out for dinner, they're allowed to do that. We were able to get through the last couple of years the funding source on board with this, because as you can imagine, funding source wasn't happy to hear that they were paying for someone to be in bed for 3, 4, and 5 days. So it took a real collaboration and partnership with a lot of people in Philadelphia to kind of make these programs happen. Traditional treatment in Philadelphia, drug and alcohol treatment, is 14 to 28 days. This project is 6 months to a year, with the promise of some solid independent living situations, supported independent living on the back end if you complete the program. Case management for up to a year after the treatment program. If you relapse while you're at the program, you're not discharged. If you leave against facility advice or AWOL, you're allowed to come back to the program. Matter of fact, we come find you on the street. So it's very aggressive very much an aggressive outreach approach, and very much you're welcome to come back. Very high, you'll hear, we usually say low structure, but when you talk to some of the guys and the women at the women's program, for each person, some people like low structure, some people would need the structure, so that's put in place for them. So it's really highly individualized in terms of how the treatment is offered. Strength-based is a big piece to our assessment process and our treatment planning, and peer support and peer specialists are utilized really heavily within our project and have been shown to be real effective.
So we got the clients are back here. We can go back and kind of talk a little bit about the program. And one of the things that we did when we created the program was, and they call us the No Rules program.
Yes.
And what happened was that we had talked to the clients, and most of them that went into treatment found out that after 3 or 4 months in treatment, when they left, the only thing they knew was the 25 rules and regulations. So we said we would do away with that, and then that way, hopefully, it would entice them to ask more questions and get more involved in treatment. Because if you don't know something, you gotta ask it. And it would help them try to figure out their way in recovery instead of knowing these 25 rules and regulations, completing them, and then be satisfied with what they was doing. So it kind of gave us a unique way of taking care of helping clients. One of the things that we also looked at when we started this program was basically wanting staff, like, we can teach people how to do treatment, but you can't teach people how to care. Yeah. So we kind of started picking people who actually really cared about the client and their welfare. What my boss always says is, if it was your son or daughter, would you put them out on the street? Yeah. So we kind of looked at that concept, and we started understanding why it was important to be a part of for the client to be a part of the treatment process. One of the things that happens here too is that we ask the clients to be involved in creating their treatment plans and what they want to do for their recovery. We usually, when they come in, the first thing we say with people is what worked for you in treatment and what didn't work. The stuff that didn't work, we're not going to work on right now. What we're going to do is work on the things that work. We're going to build motivation and self-esteem from those things, and then we're going to go back and find out why those other things didn't work and what part we played in it not working. So it's a unique, it's been unique 3 years for me. I came here from Ridge Avenue Shelter, where I worked for 12 years, and a lot of the clients that coming off the street know me, so it was kind of like, you know, we built a relationship there, and it continued to build here. I'm gonna let the clients do a little more talking, because I mean, this is their treatment program, okay?
This program here is a program based on love and caring and understanding. It's a place where you can come to be healed from the brokenness of rejection in the street and dereliction. And anybody you can come here that's homeless, and anything that they need help with, the staff will help them with legal problems, with physical problems, financial problems, in any kind of way, and emotional problems as well, mostly. And they focus on the drug addiction and the mental health issues that are scarred, that have scarred you from your childhood, by dealing with one-on-one counseling and individual therapy, and also group setting therapy. So therefore, the approach this program is given is a program of action rather than a program of talking. It actually gets physically involved and emotionally and deeply involved instead of just a program format. There's no governing rules of individuality that you're able to adapt to for yourself to allow you to grow at your own pace. And it's a wonderful program to take somewhere else to deal with people on the streets, rather than making them feel less than make them feel welcome and show them the godliness of God in a godly manner. That's basically what this program does.
I'm from New York City, and I've been homeless here in Philadelphia approximately 15 years. I got on drugs around 1985, and it's been progressing. Even though I had good jobs in New York, Merrill Lynch, Paul Rice law firm, nothing was as self-pleasing other than a drink or a drug. I've been to school, been to college, and everything progressed. I lost everything, my home, my family, self-esteem. And it got to the point where nobody wanted any parts of me. My mother loved me, my father loved me, but they couldn't continually support me in my addiction. And the support wasn't either financially. I was emotionally damaging them. So I left New York, came to Philadelphia, again, received excellent jobs, but could not keep and sustain any of them due to the fact that my addiction and alcohol addiction was just too much. I've been on the streets, I've been to every shelter in Philadelphia, from the worst to the best. But one thing about coming here and to Miracles in Progress Sanctuary is that other than being told what to do on a continuous basis, they have a program here that you can be, you make your own recovery plan with the assistance. And the love of the staff, the community with the guys here, we all are pushing for the same thing, and that's for getting off the streets and becoming self-sufficient, getting off of drugs and alcohol, which we all are at this present time, and will continue to be, and just a great program.